I'd like to touch on a subject today that is a term that might get overused. And it even is like sandpaper to my heart and soul and spirit when I hear it. And that's self love. We must love ourselves. We must love ourselves. We must love ourselves. Yes, we must, because you really can't give what you don't have. And in order to give love more graciously and diplomatically and unconditionally, loving yourself is essential to that. But some people have been conditioned, particularly codependent people, or particularly people who have suffered from narcissistic abuse, which is what this video is helping you with. They can't wrap their heads around that. They're so used to giving love and not receiving it. They may have learned this dynamic in childhood. But here's a new term. Think about this. It's not new, it's just a new way to look at it. Can you think of it in terms of self-like? Do you like yourself when people are using you? Do you like how you feel when people hurt you? Do you like yourself for allowing people to harm you? Do you like yourself when you see patterns of people hurting you? Do you like yourself when you hurt other people? We all have narcissistic traits. We all have a dark side. I think sometimes, codependents can feel so victimized or feel so much to blame. It's one or the other, but truthfully, we're all a little bit good and we're all a little bit bad. We all have a bright side and a dark side. So learn to like yourself. If you like you have mirror neurons and other people will like you better, because if you accept yourself too. Self-like is a lot about accepting your flaws and your faults. Just like I said, we all have a dark side. Carl Jung, the father of psychiatry, one of them, is spelled Jung, if you want to look him up. He did what we called shadow work, which is being aware of your dark side. So if you know you have a deficit in the ability to love yourself, and that you are a benefit to others to a detriment to yourself, and you don't like yourself for that, or you get angry at yourself, you get angry at the other person first, and then you get angry at yourself, and to the extreme, to the horrible extreme, you can just not want to even live anymore. You just don't see the point in existing if all you're doing is giving and giving and giving and not receiving in return. We all need to give and receive and give so cyclically that we don't notice where the lines are drawn. But can you like yourself? What do you like about yourself? List at least 10 things you like about yourself, or think about them in your head. Do that today. Write it down. 10 things you like about yourself. And if you really can't do that, which many people can't, and if you can't list what you love about yourself, that's okay too. It'd be great if you could, but list those things. If you can't, then I'm going to challenge you to list what you don't like about yourself or what you don't love about yourself, and change it, or get someone to help you change it. And if that's something that you can do, that would be wonderful. You'll like yourself more for it. Do you see how even starting with what you don't like about yourself or don't love about yourself is a form of helping yourself be more authentic and a better, higher you and a happier you? I sure have. When I don't like something about myself, I used to beat myself up for it. I just felt um, so defeated, so self-defeated, all the self-sabotaging, all the self-blaming. And then when I would stop and I go, okay, what can I do to change it? What can I do to be better? Sometimes it would be an apology. Sometimes it would be a realization that I wasn't the only person in that dynamic or event that may have been chaotic that caused something in me that I didn't like, or something happened, or someone did just flat out victimize me. And I have to be aware that maybe I didn't allow it. Sometimes we don't. These are not things we allow. Sometimes we just have an assault and it comes out of nowhere. So but moving on, you have to learn to like yourself. So if you can't love yourself today, can you learn to find some things you like about yourself? I was working with clients for years trying to get them to write things that they liked about themselves. And so many people had such a hard time. It really shocked me at first that I wasn't the only one. And I was a therapist at the time, and I had learned to develop things that I did like about myself and try to fix the things I didn't. But it shocked me that sometimes it took 2 and 3 sessions just to get one thing that person would like about themselves, because I wouldn't prompt them. That they had to find it in themselves. I did learn that sometimes I go, what you don't like, and the opposite is what you do want, or somehow I could help them see through things they would tell me. I would repeat their words back to them. And I said, it sounds like you do like that part of yourself, that you're able to stand up for yourself to that person. Or there was some things I could extrude from the conversation that would help them see that they did have like, or I would help them make a list of an ideal mate of everything they wanted in the perfect person, because that's almost always some version of yourself. So remember that liking yourself is a good place to start if you're not comfortable with the term self-love, because that reminds a lot of people of what narcissists are. They love themselves. So it is it's just as good to like yourself as to love yourself. I think it even means more to like yourself and to change the parts about yourself you don't like. That makes you human and it keeps you humble. And I hope this helped.